My guest today claims that the widespread opinion that Germany is going downhill economically is nonsense. He also says that he has no doubt that if we do not educate our children and young people now for the next generations, we will become poor. He also believes, as a member of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, that secularisation and turning away from God is a major cause of the world's crisis. Mr. Jamal Qaiser is a Pakistani-German book author, entrepreneur and political consultant. He migrated to Germany with his family at the age of 8. Mr. Qaiser is a member of the Diplomatic Council and its UN representative. The Diplomatic Council has accredited consultative status with the UN Economic and Social Council. One of the many books Jamal Qaiser has written is called The Foreign Success Factor. In it, he criticizes Germany's migration policies and shows why Germany needs immigrants, for its future. We also talk about this now with him here at EWTN TV UN blog. Good day. Before we get started, an editorial note. The content of this interview and the views expressed in it merely reflect the views of the interviewee. These views do not necessarily reflect the views of EWTN TV or CNA Deutsch. My guest today advises non-governmental organizations, NGOs, governments, democratic parties and businesses. He is the UN representative of the UN-accredited Diplomatic Council and is himself a successful entrepreneur and book author. I'm now connected with Jamal Qaiser in Wiesbaden. I greet you, Jamal.
Yeah, good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
You yourself migrated from Pakistan to Germany with your family at the age of 8, at the end of the 70s. At the age of 14, you earned your first money as a trader at flea markets in Frankfurt. Later started a fashion trading business and founded your own real estate financing company. Today you are, if I may say so, a prime example of a successful migrant. From your point of view, Mr. Qaiser, what is different today and why did you choose Germany back then?
First of all, let's start from the last question. Why did I choose for Germany? It wasn't my decision. I was just 7, 8 years old when we came to Germany. My grandfather was in the Pakistani Air Force, and in 1963 he had the opportunity to migrate to UK, United Kingdom, because after the Second World War, those who were in the military or Air Force had the opportunity to migrate to UK with an indefinite visa. So he decided in 1962 to move to London, and from London in 1979-80, my father took the prudent decision to come to Germany. So why did he come to Germany? Is because he thought, he was a police officer in London, and he thought that financially it will be better for the family if he comes to Germany, because Germany was in the 80s starting to boom again, and the economy was very good, and he saw a better perspective and opportunities for him and his children in Germany. So that was the main reason why we came to Germany. But we didn't come from Pakistan directly, we came through London, from London for United Kingdom to Germany. But to be correct, we went back from UK in 1979 to Pakistan, stayed 6 months in Pakistan, and then he had the decision to make, are we going to go back to London, or are we going to go back to Germany? So because he also knew a little bit about Germany, so he decided this time that we migrated to Germany.
Back to the first question, how was Germany then compared to today?
There's a big difference. Today, the German government at least know that due to the demographics, we are today a country who needs to welcome immigrants, and we need to make a union with all the people who live in this country, who have the German nationality, and make them as a group, as a team, as a union. That wasn't that in 1980. When I went to school in 1980, there was no integration courses. There were no German courses. It was like, I felt like I came to a country, I'm an English-speaking child, and the teachers didn't know what to do with this child, 8 years old, in the second grade. What is he an alien? Why is he doing in Germany? He's only a colored child in the whole class. So it was not the right time that the Germans did, because a normal teacher couldn't know in 1980 that the birth rate will go down that drastically, and they didn't specialize in demographics or mathematics, and that was the job of the politicians, to teach them that it's a global world today, and it's God's will that all God's children mix up in the whole world, and this country is an amazing country, and if we all get together and as in the union, then we will be much better than before. We will do much more things for the humanity, which only the one race, I think, could never ever think about it.
In your book, Der fremde Erfolgsfaktor, the foreign success factor, you put forward the thesis: in order to secure the current prosperity, Germany has no choice but to position itself more attractively than before for migrants. Jamal, if I go by the latest forecast of the economic institutes, Germany seems to becoming less and less attractive. Not to mention the large numbers of refugees flooding the country. But you think we need more immigrants?
First of all, there is a rumor going on in Germany at the moment that Germany is economically going down, and there's no future in this country. I think this is all crap, to be very honest. I think Germany has a wonderful economy, a wonderful structures, and a very good political system and judiciary. And not only that, also the executive powers, like police and everything, are doing a great job. We shouldn't forget that. We have definitely there's a change in the world affairs, in the world economy as such. But I think we have only one problem which we need to solve. Germany always made his money or wealth with the information technology. They were the first to present the new Mercedes-Benz, and then the others copied. The information technology, the engineering. So, but if we do not qualify people, kids in this country for the next generations, we will get poor. There's no doubt about that. But because we are a rich country, because we have the means to get the people over and give them the necessary skills, as I also mentioned now in my book, that we need to simplify a lot of mechanisms. For example, if a doctor comes from Asia, he needs to do a many years qualification to be a doctor again. This needs to be simplified. Same in engineering, same in IT jobs and stuff. And if we do that and we control the borders, which for the asylum seekers, and ease the way of legal immigration, I think then we will be able. Then we have the basis that we get a lot of students in this country. We need to make a welcome society for all these students who come in this country, then integrate in these countries. We need to give them easily the passports and the visas, We need to have more staff on our visa sections. It's not the people come here with a master's degree and they have to wait 5 months to get the visas and stuff like that. Even if there are minor things, we need to improve them from our side. And then we are a country who has a very high tax, and we need to simplify the tax system. There's too many tax variations like Gewerbesteuer, Einkommensteuer, that Steuer. It should be simplified like many other countries do, that everybody can easily understand the system. And then we have also kids who came from families who are not very qualified, their parents are not very eager that they go for higher education. We need to teach them as well. We need to teach their parents. We need to work on that. And but if we succeed for these 15 million children who are today in Germany, that we take them wholeheartedly and make something out of them, I think we will do a great job in the coming years.
The UN had adopted a so-called Global Compact for Safe, Orderly and Regulated Migration in December 2018. With the pact, global guidelines for international migration policy were agreed for the first time. However, the pact is not legally binding. The current migration policy of the German federal government is criticized in many places, and many complain about unchecked mass immigration. Since 2015, the population in Germany has increased by a total of almost 4 million people, and most migrants are arriving in Germany completely uncontrolled. Isn't it time, regardless of UN migration considerations, to get a grip on this with rules tailored to Germany?
Definitely. We need everybody who comes into the country, it needs to be regulated. I mean, we cannot let everybody come to this country and with their own thoughts, and if they have a terrorism thoughts in the brain and they have their own illness which they bring from their part of the world, we need to control that. There's no doubt about that. But on the other side, there's a humanitarian side as well. If somebody comes on our borders and say, you know, I need asylum, and there's a war going on in this country, we need to help him. But of course, we need to safeguard our people here, our country first, in the first place. But no doubt, we need to check that on case-and-case basis.
In many countries of the world where conflicts are currently raging, Muslims live predominantly, and the level of immigration in Europe and Germany is a consequence of these conflicts. In my opinion, we should try to prevent these conflicts instead of interfering and deepening the conflicts, but that's another topic. Jamal, in your book, Der fremde Erfolgsfaktor, the Foreign Success Factor, you talk about cultural and religious obstacles to integration. That is, religious obstacles after the immigrants have come to this country. Should we influence the religious beliefs of refugees and immigrants, or change or adapt our religious landscape?
As you first of all said, I'm from the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, and our motto is love for all and hatred for none. And we believe in the Holy Quran, which says in Arabic, La ikraha fid-din, which is translated, there's no compulsion in religious affairs. So everybody has his right of free thinking and choose his religion, what he thinks is best for him to reach out God. So that's the first thing. So we cannot, we're not living in a time where we can force someone on Christianity or Islam or anything. But they're all God's books, and we can learn something out of it. And in our community, it's very clear that the state and religion has to stay divided. So divided in that sense, it's a secular state. And in a secular state, you have the opportunity to give every religion the right it needs. If it's under the humanitarian thoughts which are made through that thinking of the religion, like in Germany, they say our thoughts are based on the Christian belief, like love each other and stuff like that. But not everything they take from Bible. They just take that what the humanity has learned out of these books and to prosper. And I believe that the German law and German constitution has a lot of things which came from out of Islam, out of Judaism, might be something out of Hinduism. So so that's the base we have in this country, and I think on this base we have the secular system, which guarantee us all the religious beliefs and the secular thinking, and everybody has the right to have his religion, choose his religion, live on to that. So I think that's a good base, and we should keep that flowing.
Let's stay with religion and faith. Al-Ghazelos, a Persian theologian, philosopher and mystic in the 10th century and one of the most important religious thinkers of Islam, said, "Half of the disbelief in this world has been caused by people who make religion look abominable because of their bad character and stupidity." Jamal, in my religion, I'm a Christian, Roman Catholic. It says in our Bible, Jeremiah 7:24, "But they did not listen or pay attention. Instead, they followed the stubborn inclinations of their evil hearts. They went backward and not forward." Isn't the problem itself that so many people turn their backs on God, and we as believers allow religion to be distorted?
You're absolutely right. The people have left God, and they're not God-fearing anymore. There are very less people who are connected to religions. They're not connected to Christianism. There are a lot of people who go to the mosque, but the mosques are full, but the belief system is destroyed. There's a lot of people in Hinduism as well. They go, but they're just a cultural thing. So if the humanity would go back to God and God-fearing, and God will definitely help them out of the crisis which they are today. If you see the wars which are going on in the world, and they have forgotten God. They don't believe in God. They don't believe in Bible or Quran, Holy Quran. They don't believe in that. They don't believe in that. They don't even study that, most of the people. So, but that is a thing which can gradually change again. If you say someone today, why don't you have 2 children? I don't earn money. I don't earn money. But if they believe in God and say God will, He will provide, then they could also have 6 children. We have the demographical problem solved very quickly, but they don't believe in God. They believe in money. They're saying the money will come first, and then we will have children. And this is just one little thing which I'm saying, but there's a lot of other stuff like that, which has as you said, the belief system is distorted. No doubt about that.
In a previous program, 2022, we reported that Pope Francis also met with the representatives of your faith community in the Vatican. It was a historic moment because it was the very first time that the current Pope received a delegation of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community in a private audience. How do you, your community, sees Pope Francis?
I think my belief is that the Pope has done a magnificent job. He's trying to integrate all the religions, and he's speaking out against greed and all the international wars, and he's a peace ambassador. And I heard his speeches, and they're magnificent. But the same as from me, from an Ahmadiyya Muslim community, has Ms. Surah Ahmad Abu Khalif, the 5th successor after Mirza Ghulam Ahmad, who we believe as the Prophet's Messiah. He also did a lot of great job. He's also going to countries and advocating for peace, but there are not many people who are listening those religious leaders anymore. They are so much interested in greed and money and imperialistic world politics. They don't believe in that anymore. They're so far from God, those people who are in power, that they know only one language, that if we do not become stronger and keep everything under our control with a lot of military, then our people won't have the say. So this is unfortunately the situation. But of course, those both people and many other world leaders who are doing a great job, we cannot give the religion or religious leaders the fault of what is happening today. It is definitely those some people who are benefiting out of the wars.
Blood-soaked arms trade, Pope Francis called it. So the arms dealer. Jamal, in the next edition of our program, we will talk about another book of yours titled The Third World War, Thinking the Unthinkable. It is about the danger of war, but also the chances for a peaceful world. Thank you very much for today, and we will see you again next week.
Thank you very much.
Yes, and on the issue of refugees and migrants, Pope Francis recently spoke again, this time during his visit to Hungary. Do not close the door to foreigners and migrants, he said. And he warned of the dangers of rising nationalism in Europe. He put this in the context of the gospel and said that closed doors are painful and contrary to the teachings of Jesus. Thank you for watching. God bless you.